Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert, and I'm pleased to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that is absolutely critical for achieving true excellence in our industry, building a culture of integrity through effective whistleblower programs. Think of this as a look behind the front desk, right into the heart of what makes a hotel not just successful, but also a safe and ethical place to work.
You know, this quote really gets to the heart of the matter. Just think about the fast-paced, high-pressure world of a hotel. From the kitchen to housekeeping to the front desk, so much is happening all at once. Now, good managers and strong controls are essential, of course, but they can't see everything. The only way to uncover some issues is if the people on the ground feel completely, 100% safe to raise a hand and say, hey, something's not right here.
So, here's our game plan for this session. We're going to start by really understanding the unique challenges our industry faces, what we're calling the integrity gap. Then we'll look at the practical tools for bridging that gap and the absolute must-have promise of no retaliation. After that, we'll walk through what a good, solid reporting process looks like from start to finish, and finally, we'll tie it all together to see how these pieces build something much, much bigger, a genuine culture of trust.
First up, the hospitality integrity gap. Why is it that in an industry that's literally built on service, smiles, and making people feel welcome, it can sometimes be so incredibly difficult for employees to speak up? Well, the reality is, the very things that make hospitality work so well, those tight-knit teams, the clear chain of command, that show-must-go-on attitude, can sometimes, unintentionally, create shadows where problems can hide. This slide, it just perfectly captures that gap, doesn't it? At the leadership level, everything looks great. Operations are smooth, the reports are positive, the team seems to be working like a well-oiled machine. But if you look below the surface, in the day-to-day reality of the staff, there might be a very different story. Fear of getting in trouble, pressure not to rock the boat. These things can cause serious issues to go unreported, and they can fester.
Okay, so if we understand that this gap exists, how do we start to build a bridge across it? Well, this is where designing secure and trusted reporting channels comes into play. These are the tools we use to connect that hidden reality with leadership's perception.
I know whistleblower mechanism sounds very formal, maybe a little intimidating, but at its core, it's actually a very simple idea. It's just a safe, structured way for people to raise concerns. This isn't a gossip hotline, it's a formal process, and the two most important words in this entire definition are without fear. Because if that fear's there, the whole system it doesn't work.
And the great news is, there's no single right way to set this up. The real key here is offering options. You see, one employee might feel most comfortable picking up a phone and using an anonymous hotline. Another might prefer an online portal where they can carefully type out their concerns. And someone else might want to talk face-to-face with a person they trust, like a designated ethics officer. By providing multiple pathways, you empower everyone to use the one that feels safest to them. All right, now we've arrived at what is, without a doubt, the absolute deal breaker. You can have the most sophisticated, high-tech reporting system in the world, but if your people don't fundamentally trust it, it will fail. And that trust is built on one single unbreakable promise. You will be safe if you speak up. This is the anti-retaliation cornerstone. Think of it like building a house. Protection from retaliation isn't just a window or a door. It is the concrete foundation the entire structure rests on. If an employee even suspects they might be passed over for a promotion, given bad shifts, or just iced out by their team for reporting a genuine concern, they won't do it, and the entire system collapses before it even gets started.
So how do you actually build that feeling of safety? Well, it's really a two-part answer. First, you need a clear written policy, a public promise that retaliation will not be tolerated. But let's be honest, a policy is just words on paper. The second and more important part is proof. When, not if, an incident of retaliation happens, leadership has to step in decisively and visibly. That action sends a powerful message to everyone else that the promise is real. Okay, so an employee has trusted the system and submitted a report. What happens next? The next critical phase is having a process that is fair, transparent, and actually leads to a real resolution. Any best practice process is going to follow a life cycle that looks something like this. It starts with receiving the report securely, making sure confidentiality is protected from moment one. Next comes the assessment. Is this an urgent safety issue or something that needs a deeper look? That leads into a fair, objective investigation where all sides are heard. And finally, resolution. This means taking concrete action and, this is key, documenting what happened.
Every single stage has to be handled with care.
But here's a crucial point. A fantastic process that happens entirely inside a black box does nothing to build trust. People need to understand how it works. Now, you don't have to share the confidential details of every case, of course not. But communicating the process itself, explaining the steps we just saw, takes the mystery out of it. It shows people what to expect and gives them confidence to actually use the system.
And finally, let's zoom out and connect all of these pieces to the bigger picture. Because a great whistleblower program isn't just about ticking a box for a compliance audit. When it's done right, it becomes a powerful engine for building a true culture of trust and for making the entire organization better.
Ultimately, success really comes down to communication. It's simple, right? You can't expect people to use a system they don't know about or don't understand. This means regular training, it means clear reminders, and it means constant, consistent messaging from leadership that this is important. The goal is to make reporting feel like a normal, professional part of maintaining a healthy workplace, not some scary, dramatic event. This gets to the absolute core of the cultural shift we're aiming for. Take a moment and ask yourself this. In your workplace, is reporting a problem seen as being disloyal to your team or your manager? Or is it understood as an act of profound responsibility to the hotel, its guests, and its values? The goal has to be making sure everyone, top to bottom, sees it as the latter.
This is such a powerful mindset shift. The goal of this kind of system isn't just to catch a few bad apples. Every single report is a piece of data. It's a learning opportunity. It might shine a light on a weak spot in your inventory process, a gap in your training program, or a pressure point in your culture that you never knew existed. By analyzing these reports, you're not just reacting to problems, you're proactively making the whole organization stronger.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. Is your goal simply to prevent fraud, or is it something bigger? Is it to build trust? Because a whistleblower program can just be a simple compliance tool, or it can be a powerful statement about your leadership philosophy. By choosing to build an environment where people feel safe to speak up, you are investing in the one thing that truly guarantees long-term success, the trust of your people.